Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we love to talk about movies. Welcome especially if you're new. Today we're going to talk about 1001. I saw this earlier in the week, so I'm just going to dive on in and yeah, give my thoughts on it. So in this film, after unapologetic and fiercely loyal Inez kidnaps her son Terry from the foster care system, mother and son set out to reclaim their sense of home, identity, and stability in a rapidly changing New York City. So this will stay spoiler free. I think the things like talking to the things that I liked, or yeah, just my thoughts on the film doesn't really get into spoilers on this. So yeah, we'll keep it there. One thing I thought was interesting about the film was it's for me it wasn't like immediately apparent why the film was called 1001, and then I started thinking about it as the credits were rolling, and it took me probably like I don't know, 30 seconds or so before it clicked. So that was kind of interesting that it wasn't immediately apparent to me at least as the credits rolled why it was called what it was, and it took me a little bit to think about it. And then then I realized, and I think it's an appropriate name, but thought that was interesting. I like the overall. I think this is a great film. It is one that I would recommend, and kind of the main reason for that is just the experience that the film provided me, and just the story that it has to tell. So I think it covers some very, yeah, unique or different perspectives that I haven't necessarily seen. So I especially appreciate movies that can do that. But like growing up in New York City, dealing with the foster care, what does all that look like? And trying to kind of stay low after she takes him out of the foster care system. She's not doing it through the system. And so that kind of, you've got that sort of, that's like kind of hanging over the story as a whole, which is interesting. And then you've got like tenants coming in, buying the building, trying to push people out, and it's just really hard to watch. But like just to see what these characters go through, and understanding that this is based off of real, like people go through this in real life, and it's yeah, it's really hard to see. And then just in general, I liked that it also focused on for Inez and also Lucky, the like wanting better for the next generation and really pushing Terry to get opportunities that they feel like they didn't have, or maybe that yeah, just to help him out as much as possible. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to do, and to see people want to do that. But then I think it does a really good job of kind of looking at what does it mean to be a mother, and what is it to be a father, and what is it to be a son. And that's not like a one size fits all. I think that is different for different people. And I think I liked seeing it though in context of this film, and kind of doing a dive into that. I think it mainly focuses on kind of the mother son relationship, but I do think it's really interesting having like Lucky in there, and what it means, kind of his like what he feels responsible for as a father, and kind of his relationship with Terry, and how that changes over time, and how it's kind of contrasted to Terry's relationship with Inez. So that I think was yeah, really interesting to see. I liked that it kind of did a couple time jumps. Doing that, it did remind me a little bit of Moonlight, which felt kind of similar as like a movie, but I think they're definitely distinct movies. But seeing like Terry when he's, I think 6 is when it starts off, and he's like being taken out of the foster system by, or the foster care system by Inez, and then you see that kind of play out for a bit, and then it jumps to when he's 13 and then 17, and they kind of, you can see their relationship evolve over time. And yeah, I think while it's maybe a little bit slow of a film, I would say maybe dense is the better word. Like I wasn't on the edge of my seat the whole time, but I think that kind of goes to the experience. And I found kind of the latter part of the film actually the most engaging and interesting. So I think it certainly ends on a higher note. But I think it's very well shot to like capture the mood that it's going for. I don't wouldn't describe it as like the most beautiful cinematography, but I think it's perfect for this film. And then I also really liked the music. It reminded me a bit of King Richard, where the music choice was not what I was expecting for this film, but it's one that I really liked. And like I've already listened to the soundtrack for it. It's yeah, I like it a lot as a soundtrack, and I think it fit the movie quite well. So, but yeah, overall, I think it is a great experience of a film. I don't quite want to use the I don't want to say I like enjoyed it necessarily. It's a very heartbreaking film, and just like what you get a look into for these characters and their lives, it is hard to watch, so it's not something I'd say I enjoyed, but it was a great experience and something I really appreciated, and it's one that I definitely recommend. So this one gets a letter grade of an A. If you've had a chance to see it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. With that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.